Hey guys, Coach Gorman, Cary Grove Lacrosse. So today I wanted to talk about our defense that we run as our primary defense. It's a hybrid defense. We call it the Amoeba triangle. Definition of an amoeba, right? It's not a solid, but it's not a liquid. It's not this, it's not that. That's kind of how we like to talk about our defense. Same idea, where it's really not a man-to-man defense, but it's certainly not a zone. It's a combination of both. Okay, so again, definition for us, we call it a man-to-man / hybrid zone matchup defense. Okay, so basically, just like our offense, we follow some rules with the defense, and obviously we talk a heck. It's all about communication when you start running defenses that are not this nor that. It can get complicated. So basically, I put a situation here as if a team is in a 1-3-2. Right, that's going to be a standard offense that you'll see a lot of. But this rule can apply on any offensive formation. But for the most part, especially at the youth level, you're going to see a lot of the basic 1-3-2s where they're going to use an interior and exterior triangle rotation offense. So let's just say this was the offense right now, and the ball is with the right-handed midfielder up here. Right, so I'll just say this guy has the ball. I'm going to demonstrate, where we would be relative to where the ball is and how our rules apply. So if this guy has the ball, the only man that's playing man-to-man is the guy covering the ball. Okay, he is playing aggressive, actually more aggressive than if he was in a regular man-to-man zone, a man-to-man matchup. Okay, he wants to welcome this guy to dodge. We want to force that man to make a decision before he's ready to. Okay, hopefully he's going to dodge right away, or he's going to throw a nervous pass away to somebody else. So the man that's on the ball, this would be the first defender. He is on that ball. I mean, when I say on ball, you are checking the bottom hand. You are putting a lot of pressure. You're not sloughed off by any means. Okay, so he would be the first guy. The adjacent defenders, both left and right, is what makes up the triangle. Okay, so on a regular defense, the defender would be 2 steps off his man watching the ball. In this defense, the man would go even further. So the rule is you're closer to the ball than you are your man. So we would put this defender closer to the ball on both sides. Okay, so now if I was to connect the dots on those 3 defenders, there is our triangle on the ball. Okay, so that's the first half of the defense, is we always have a triangle on the ball. Now as that ball rotates, the same rules apply. The defense all shifts. Okay, so now watch what I do here. I'm going to take the field, okay, and I'm going to divide it in half right now. Right, so I will just put a dotted line down the middle of the field. Okay, so the last 3 defenders, your job is to, just like you would in a regular man-to-man defense, be between the man and the ball. However, in this case, if your man is on the off-ball side of the field, right, we split it in half, the off-ball half of the field, you have to have at least 1 foot on the ball half of the field. That's going to put a lot more support on the ball side. So this man who's covering X, he's going to play up here in front of the goal, okay? Because if the ball's here, his man is not a threat yet. So he's going to stay here in case he's needed as a second or a third slide. The man that's covering this wing over here, he's going to be all the way in here. Okay, with 1 foot basically on that line. So that's going to keep closer support to the ball side immediately. Okay, so he's got the wing, he's got this top man, he's got that top man, but watching the ball. And then the man that's covering the crease, he is locked off on his man, just like that. So if you look at it, look where all the defenders are relative to where the ball is. We put a lot of support, and it requires teaching these guys to stop being lazy and to get over. They like to just turn, look at the ball, take maybe a step. That's not good enough, because if this man does dodge and one of the triangle defenders misses it, we have enough guys here that there's no way he's going to get an easy pass off or even a shot off right away. Okay? So it's a triangle on ball. Everyone else wants to be on the ball half of the field. Okay? We call those the backside defenders. When they're off ball, you're between your ball and your man in the area closer to the ball, with at least 1 foot on the ball half of the field. Okay? Now, let's say a defender gets beat. As he gets beat, we need to rotate, just like we would in any other defensive scheme. So let's say the point man here who was covering the ball got beat, and the man dodged to the inside. The next adjacent defender, which would have been the one slide left, has to step up on ball. The back defender slides closer to the middle. The defender who got beat would recover back to where that man came from. Okay? So I know it's tough to see on the board here, but right away you can see, I'll do it here. So here's the ball. We got a man here, and a man here. The man with the ball has just beaten this man. Okay? So right away, this defender steps up. This defender goes over. That defender drops back. And that would be our rotation. Okay? Now, ball goes behind, we play the ball. Okay? We don't leave that way. So if the ball is at X, we have a man on that ball. All right? If we were to set up the 1-3-2 again, with the man on the ball, same rules apply. We have got a man here and here. The guys that are covering the top men, they are way down here. If I was to divide the field in half relative to where the ball is, those defenders better have 1 foot on the lower half watching their man, because at that point their man's no threat. And if he does come down, if their man does cut, okay, you wait for him. As he comes down, you turn, you come with him and stay with him as he's on the ball half of the field. Okay? So that's basically the positioning with that defense. It's really no different than a man-to-man, except what we're doing with the backside. We're really putting more support on the ball side. Now, with this defense, as well as any defense, none of this works without communication. It's vital. We have to speak to each other. We have to have key words. If you give players key words, they're forced to talk, because then you give them an exact situation where they made a mistake, right? Well, you just got beat. You didn't use the word fire. Why? Okay, well, I forgot. Well, let's do it next time, right? So little things like that, it helps them out in knowing how to communicate with each other. Okay, so first thing, when we set the defense up, we go with colors. So it depends. We might start a game in, most games will start in yellow. But some we might go green, some we might go red. It all depends on the matchup. But there's green, yellow, and red, just like the traffic lights. So what that means is we'll start a game in yellow. Yellow means we're playing standard defense as taught. Green would mean, okay, we are going to over-pressure the ball just a little bit more today. So we are just going to really, anytime a guy gets the ball, we're going to be all over him no matter where he is on the field. All right, if we see we're playing a team that's got weaker stick skills and we think our defense can take the ball away, we're going to go into a green defense. Now, if we got a team that's moving the heck out of the ball, they can rotate, and that ball is zipping around, we might go red and say, guys, don't pressure the ball, okay? Present yourself to the ball, but I don't want you letting that guy dodge, okay? You're not overplaying the ball, okay? So again, we just kind of gives our guys a little bit of rules on how far they should be out on the ball. Now, first call would be fire, right? Defender gets beat. No matter what, every defender needs to learn when you get beat, you need to accept it and you need to let your teammates know. Because at any point, your teammate could be looking at his man as he goes to the goal and you just got beat. He has no idea. But if he hears fire, he can turn, right? Ears are 360 degrees. Ears are 360. Eyes are only one direction, right? So we got to be able to talk to each other. We can't always assume our teammates are going to see what's going on. We use the word ice when we have an adjacent man playing the ball. So the ball's here. That defender's there. If the man was here, this defender is going to slide. If he's going to slide early, so if the off-ball adjacent defender sees that the guy with the ball is probably going to dodge. He's going to let his teammate know, hey, I'm ice left, I'm ice left, I'm ice right. And what that means is, I'm here. I'm going to be real close to you. So if I was a defender and I was playing the ball square and I heard, hey, I'm ice right, and I see that the man I'm guarding is about to dodge, I'm going to turn him right away. I'm going to say, good, because if he comes, I got my teammate waiting for it. So it's basically an early slide. All right, an ice call is letting your teammate know, hey, I'm here, let's turn him my way, and let's get him early on the dodge. Okay? A crunch would be when you commit yourself to slide. So if I was the adjacent defender on the right and ball's coming down, and as soon as I go to commit myself, I'm yelling crunch. That lets my teammate know that I'm coming to support him, but it also lets my backside help know that I'm gone. I've just left my man. I'm committing myself to the ball that you guys are going to have to come over and help. Okay? So that would be fire, ice, crunch. Now the next word, bump. So if I crunched and I went, my teammates have to bump. Okay? So the guys furthest from the ball have to continue to bump up closer to the man nearest the net. So when you hear a crunch, you should also hear a bump as the players are rotating to the ball. Okay? This area in front of the goal, it's not really a defined area, but pretty close to the goal. I would say about 8 to 10 yards above and 8 to 10 yards out. We call that the house. All right? If a goalie or a defender or coach calls house, that's an emergency call that there is an open player in front of the goal that is a threat at that particular second. That whoever is furthest from that ball needs to recover down to the house. Okay, you hear a house, that's an emergency call. You better get your stick in front of you and get it over in front of that goal. Okay, that's an easy way to say danger, right? We use the word house, and again, it's right in front of that goal. No matter where the ball is, if there's an open player because there was a mismatch on defense, a cutter came through, we didn't pick up, whatever the reason may be, house is our emergency call for in front of the goal. Okay. Glue. Glue is a call where we're going to face guard a certain player. Okay, so if they've got a player where he's a hat trick a game guy, if we could limit his touches, right? Simple math. If he touches the ball 30 times in a game and averages 3 goals, if we could limit him to 15 touches, hopefully we're going to keep him under 2 goals. So little things like that. We'll pick a player and say, when we go to defense today, we're going to go glue on number 15 when he's off ball. And that means we're just trying to limit his touches. Okay? We also, depending on what an opponent's offense is, we might have a glue call to shut off a certain area of the field. A lot of times we'll do so at X. If we see a team likes to rotate and attack from the backside, we'll go glue on X so he's not going to touch the ball as much. Okay? And then pineapple would be one of our last major terms that we use. And pineapple is basically a cherry-picking call. So if we're playing defense, and let's say that the top right middies takes a shot, pineapple is a call where the adjacent defender, whose man is furthest from the net, is not really a threat. If this guy's coming in, it looks like he's in a wind-up to shoot, all right, goalie, who if he's got a nice look on that ball, and he calls pineapple, that defender needs to break early before the shot is taken up the field, and we're looking for a quick save, outlet pass, to that man, hopefully near the midline, and we get a quick 4-on-3 fast break. So that would be kind of like a cherry pick call. We use the word pineapple. Okay. There's other terms that we'll introduce. I'm sure there's some I'm leaving out right now, but those are the major ones. And we can always introduce more. If you see that there's a certain weakness on your defense, for us, a lot of my defenders like to play with their sticks at their hips. So I need to designate a call now, right? Boys, shoulders, all right? Maybe I use the word shoulders, so now they know, get that stick up in the air. But if we're just sitting on the sideline saying, Joey, your stick is low, get your stick up, it's too much in a game, right? But if I could just yell shoulders, that might be that key word where defenders know, get that stick up in the lane right away. So little things like that, I think, help any defense. But hopefully that gives you a lot of information on the Amoeba triangle. Again, it's a man-to-man zone matchup, and it's very simple. It really is. Where it breaks down typically is on the recovery with the rotations. But if there's any questions on it, you guys can certainly drop me an email. Thanks.